I think how did the XT change fitness in the way some of the competition has not? Well, I don't know if it's changed fitness. I think it has allowed people to not worry about getting hurt or fussing with the tool. How did I hear about suspension training? That's interesting. Man, I have to think way back. At the time I was working with Perform Better, and they gave me some samples of something they called the Jungle Gym. I think it's still out on the market, I'm not sure. I noticed that my clients, especially when we were running the original punch circuits where we had, 8 to 12 stations, we're spending 1 minute per station, 30 seconds left side, 30 seconds right side. So there was no time and no room for fussing with the tool. And what I found was at that station, people were standing there with their arms crossed. And time again, I said, look, is this too difficult? Do you feel okay? Did you get hurt? No, that's too difficult to use. I can't get my feet in it. The straps are confusing me. I can't adjust it properly. So over a very short period of time, I decided to come up with something that was bulletproof. And I came up with the original Bandit Loop, which was just a piece of rope. And at the time, I duct taped the damn thing together. I had a client who could not, who just could not fuss with getting their foot inside of a collapsed piece of webbing like this, because he had suffered a severe brain injury, and I didn't want him to feel insecure any more than he already did because of his injury. I want him to feel secure and confident in his progress. So I decided to give him a tool that would do just that, because he was more than capable, but I couldn't risk the tool taking away that confidence. So, like I said, I invented the Bandit Loop, which is just a nice big 12-inch rope ring, and I took some strapping that we had and just hung it up from the ceiling, and it worked. One thing led to another, and this evolved over the past couple of years, and we ended up with the new Art of Suspension XT, and it's been 7 years of evolution to get to this point. Every progression, every movement pattern, it offers and instills what we call, and you've heard me say this, the necessity for the technique. So rather than fuss with where does my foot go, or the cue of engage your core, you can't tell someone to engage their core. By holding this handle properly, by just holding on to this unit, you're engaging your core. All I've got to do is worry about proper body position. Feet toward the anchor, feet away from the anchor, putting more resistance, less resistance. So I don't have to worry about the tool taking away from the benefits of the exercise. I want my client, every time they hang on to this tool or they put their foot in this strap, they feel confident and they know they're getting the benefit. And me as a coach, I just want to make sure that I'm cueing cues that are possible. Telling someone to engage their core, telling someone to hold on tight or grip tighter, or that's not a cue. Your core is engaged the minute you start using this tool, and that's what I wanted. And again, it instills that necessity for the techniques that we're looking for to give the end user the result and the benefit. Because of the idea of it being made in America and the quality of it, I mean, it's complete overkill in its design, and we did that on purpose because I don't want folks to worry about if something breaks on it, will I have to replace it? If something breaks on this, you can replace one small component, not the whole unit. The expense is right here, the expense is here. If this buckle ever breaks or something happens to this webbing, we can just sell you and change out one of these pieces. I think suspension is an essential tool. I think it's a staple, and it should be a staple in every gym. And I think this particular tool makes it very easy for people to know what to do with it if there's not a coach around. All right, just because of the thick grip, because we have the simplicity of just taking the foot strap off. If you want to add this to a pulley machine in any gym, and if I go over to Boston Sports Club right now and just take this with me, hook it up to a pulley system or a pull down machine, it's that versatile, and I think that's the beauty of it, is making sure that this becomes a staple for years and years to come. They're just like ropes going wild. I think suspension is important to add to any training regime because of its versatility, and it's built-in progression. You know, a system works because of that progression, the variety, and that precision of movement that we talk about all the time. And a system works because it takes everyone into consideration, so everyone benefits. That's a true system. So I can progress an absolute beginner to an elite athlete with the same tool, similar movement patterns, different progressions in that movement pattern. It leaves no one out. And I think getting people to understand the simplicity of the system and the idea of using this, adding and taking away resistance by walking toward the anchor or walking away from the anchor is very, very simple for people to get their heads around. You know, the XT, we made the XT in three versions. We have a 1-inch handle, 1.5 inch, and a 2-inch. And we do that for many reasons. Once again, progression. If your hands, and we talk about this all the time, if your hands are the first point of contact in any task, whether it be working at a computer or carrying grocery bags, it's your first point of contact. It's first point of contact in most sports, whether you're holding a racket or you're tackling on a field, offense or defense. If we don't have that strength in our hands, we know now that you will actually lose strength in your core. So we've given you a variety within the tool to progress you to the point that your core is activated further and further by using a thicker grip. This is the 2-inch grip. I personally don't let my clients use anything other than this, regardless of their age or size. This is the size that we use. Again, necessity for technique. If this is all you've got, you'll get very good at it. I do realize that not everyone has a coach, not everyone has a personal trainer to oversee these sessions. So having, giving the public access to these tools, we've got to give that progression built in so that they also get the benefits as if there were a trainer there. When you're ready for the next size, we give you the tool with every XT. You'll just unscrew this. This is our patented system, this pinning system inside here. So we'll just take that pin out, put the new handle on, screw it back in, and boom, there you go. So you can progress from the 1-inch up to the 1.5, up to the 2 if necessary. No age, man, no age limit on the XT, and but 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds using this. We've got 90-year-olds using this. This is the beauty of suspension. The idea of brachiation, holding your own body weight off the ground, has been around for hundreds of years. Look at Cirque du Soleil. Look at gymnastics. Look at whether it be sport or practice. It's been done forever. Kids in the late 1800s, early 1900s used to climb ladders backwards. Think about that. Almost forming a monkey bar. We just wanted to make a tool that was the best in class and that kept people safe, easy to use, versatile, and not just for suspension, but like I said, you take your foot strap off, take this to the gym, hook it to a pull-up bar, and do your thick grip pull-ups, do your pull-downs with it. So your tool, these are like a toolbox for a carpenter. These are your tools. These are your essential tools that you take with you on the road, train out here in the park, you go to your gym with it, personal training studio. This is where physical culture needs to get to, where people start to own and understand the tools of that trade. And it's not just for personal trainers. We have more enthusiasts buy these than we do trainers.